Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. We are making this video in the twilight, the waning days of the immigration amnesty here in Thailand. That amnesty is set to end September 26, 2020. For those who do not rectify, regularize, normalize their status in Thailand, you could find yourself in overstay subsequent to the end of the amnesty. And I'm making this video to provide some insight and guidance to folks who end up in overstay. It's not a pleasant place to be, and if you are detained, if you come in contact with law enforcement and they find out you're in overstay, it's very likely you could be detained. If you're watching this video before the end of the amnesty, please rectify your status ASAP. However, if you are watching this after the amnesty is ended and visa normalization is not possible, it may be a good idea to seriously consider expedited deportation. What is expedited deportation? Well, it's basically facilitating a deportation so that you get out of detention as fast as possible. This could be very useful to people under current circumstances because there are not a large number of flights leaving or coming to Thailand. And for this reason, one could find themselves in a prolonged detention situation here in the kingdom. And let me tell you, having visited some of these facilities, I'm not saying that there's anything sort of inhumane necessarily, but it is definitely not a place you want to be. Okay? It is, in many ways, it is designed to be a deterrent for folks overstaying in Thailand, and in a criminal context, I have visited a few of the prison facilities here in Thailand. They are definitely a deterrent for committing crimes in Thailand, as, in my opinion, that is one of the last places you want to be. In either case, detention here in immigration detention can be really unpleasant as well. So long story short, what are we talking about in this video? If you end up in overstay, it's probably going to be a good idea for you to try to figure out a way to get out of Thailand as expeditiously as possible so that you do not end up in a situation where you end up detained, and then you really have to try to figure out a way to get out as soon as possible, because otherwise you're sitting in detention. Another thing to note, in the aftermath of the amnesty here in Thailand, I think it's really safe to say they are going to have plenty of resources on hand, at least for the immediately foreseeable forthcoming months. They're going to have a lot more resources to deal with overstayers, and they have stated in the press here in Thailand that they will be looking for folks that go into overstay, and they will be using the information in their databases to try and apprehend folks that are in overstay. Again, if you're watching this before the end of the amnesty, please try to rectify your status if you can. However, if you're watching this afterward, it's probably a good idea to contact a legal professional to gain some insight and guidance into how best to facilitate exiting Thailand with the least amount of problem as possible. And under certain circumstances, if you've already found yourself in detention, it's probably a good idea to contact a legal professional to try and expedite processing of your case to get you deported as quickly as can be arranged.